Hello everybody, how's it going? I will listen today about for loop. The for loop actually it's help us to print the specific code, or for example my name, if I want to print it 10 times, 20 times, instead I write it in the main function and write the code C out less than double quotation. I put the string inside the string or inside the text my name, and again I write this line of code for 10 times or 20 times to print just my name. Or for example, I do array abstraction and put it inside the procedure, and I call this procedure name many times in the main function to let the compiler print my name for 20 times or 100 times. It's better to use for loop in this condition, because you can print your name or print any specific code you want to print it many times by using something called for loop. So let's go to see the syntax of for loop and how we can use the for loop. All right, this is the syntax of the for loop. First thing, we use for keyword, and after that we open brackets or we do brackets. And in the beginning of these brackets of the for loop, we do initialization and semicolon, and we put the condition, right? And semicolon, and after that update. Initialization, we'll show it now when we have another examples, and also the condition and update. So this is the syntax. I know that you will not understand anything from it, but I want you to look at it and put it in your brain that the first thing that we do it inside the brackets of the for loop, that we do first thing initialization, and after that condition and semicolon update. All right. And between two curly brackets that belong to the for loop or for keyword, we write the body of loop, which means the code or the line of code that we want the compiler printed many times, for example my name or anything you want. So how it's work: first, as we said, initialization expression, and the compiler go test the condition. This is the second thing, it will be the condition. If this condition true, compiler will execute loop body that the code between these two curly brackets, we call it loop body. All right. And update the expression. Update, here we have it, we write it in the end of these brackets of the for loop. Update the expression and get back again the compiler test the condition again for second time after update the expression. Update the expression, which means also update the condition. All right. So it starts first from initialization expression, test condition. If it's true, execute the code inside the for loop and update the expression, and again test the condition. If it's true, execute the code for second time and update the expression. If it's also true, execute the code for third time and update the expression. If it's false, the compiler will go out of the loop. It exit the loop and execute the code after the loop if there is code after the loop. All right. So let's go take some examples. This is example number 1. We use, as we said, for keyword, and after that we open brackets. And the initialization, we use data type. We define data type, for example here integer I equal 1. Integer I equal 1. Integer, it's data type, we define it. I, it's variable, we declare variable, we name it I. Equal 1, we assign a value 1 to I. So I store inside it now what? Store inside it number 1. And after that we do semicolon. This is the syntax, huh? This is the first thing, we call it initialization. We initialize the for loop itself, all right? By defining the type, declare a variable, we assign the variable a value. And after that we do a semicolon, and we put our condition. For example, I less than or equal 5. This is the expression or the condition that we use it with if statements or with all the conditional statements, if or else if or if else, all these conditional statements. So this is the condition we put after the first semicolon. After the initialization, we put our condition I less than or equal 5. Yes, it's true, this condition, because I represent now number 1. So 1 less than or equal 5. Yes, 5 1, it's less than 5. It's smaller than 5, but not equal 5. So this condition is true. The compiler, what will do when the condition is true, as we saw it in the previous slide, going to execute the code inside the for loop. So the compiler will print for me I, which is the I represent 1. So the compiler will print for me number 1. And after that, the compiler will get back to the for loop itself. The brackets here will do update. We'll get back to the update. Update, what is it? After we put our condition I less or equal 5 and we put semicolon, we have the update we said, which is here I plus plus. So after the compiler check the condition is true and execute the code inside the for loop, get back to update the condition. What is the condition here? This is the condition, update the I itself. So the I, instead it will be 1, it will be 2 now. Why? Because plus plus, we say it's increase the number by 1. So I, it was 1, but when we put here in update I plus plus, compiler will increase the I by 1. So I already stored inside the number 2. The compiler get back again to the condition I less than or equal 5, which means 2 less than or equal 5. Yes, 2 is still smaller than 5 but not equal 5, so the condition is true, so the compiler will execute the code inside the for loop. And again, the compiler will get back to the update, will update the I by 1, because plus plus just add one number to the I, which is to the value that's belong to the I variable. All right, so I it was 2. After it's already print for second time a variable I, which is represent 2 already because we increased it before. Compiler get back again, also will increase I by 1, so I it will be 3 instead what 2. So again, the compiler will get back to the same condition. 3 less than or equal 5, because I already 3. Yes, 3 is less than 5 but it's not equal 5, so the compiler will execute the code inside the for loop and update the I by 1. I already 4, so 4 less than 5. Yes, did the I by 1, so I already 5. 5 less or equal 5. 5 is not less than 5. 5 is 5, it's not smaller than 5. But yes, 5 it's equal 5, so the compiler will execute for the last time the code that exists inside the for loop, which is it will be number 5. And we'll get back again to the I, to the update, will increase the I by 1, so I it's now 6. Compiler will get back this condition, check it, 6 less than or equal 5, because I raised 6. 6 is not less than 5, 6 is greater than 5, bigger than 5, and it's not even equal 5. So this condition already now false, not true. While the condition is false, the compiler will not print this line of code that exists inside the for loop. So the condition is false, the compiler will exit the loop and we'll see if there is any code after the loop. Will execute if there is no code after the loop, so the compiler will not execute anything in the program, it will be finished. So the output of this example, it will be 1 2 3 4 5. The output on console screen, the compiler will print for us from 1 to 5 in this shape. All right, let's take another example. For example, instead I print just from 1 to 5, I want to print my name Sam 5 times. I will do for loop, I will do initialization, integer I equal 1, semicolon, I less than or equal 5, semicolon, I plus plus. So the compiler will check first I, because it's represent 1, 1 less than 5, guess, print Sam, and increase I by 1, I already 2, and check again, the compiler will get back the condition, because the I already 2, 2 less than 5, yes, print Sam for second time. So till the I it's reach number 5, 5 less or equal 5, it's not less than 5 but equal 5, compiler will print Sam for fifth time, and I it will be increased by 1, so I it will be 6, 6 less or equal 5, 6 not less than 5 and not even equal 5, so the compiler will not execute this line of code. The compiler will not print for me for 6 times my code, will just print it 5 times for me because the condition it was false, and the compiler exit the loop. Let's take a third example. For example, I want to print Maria name for 100 times. I will not just put here 5, we can put any numbers, 100, 1000, 2000, 3000, 10,000, the number that you want it to be repeated or printed many times in the program, you can use for loop for it. For example, here we do initialization and we put the I less or equal 100, not 5 this time, which means the compiler will check this condition 100 times. If it's true, compiler will print Maria 100 times. So this loop, it will print for me, or the output of this loop, of this for loop, is to print Maria 100 times. And the fourth example, it's opposite. If I want to print 5 4 3 2 1, not 1 2 3 4 5, if I want to print the number opposite, I will do initialization, but I will assign to the I number 5. I will start from up, right? And I will put in the condition I that represent 5, 5 it's bigger than 1, so the condition is true. So please print for me number 5, because I store inside it now 5, print number 5, and to the update, decrease the I by 1. Here we put plus plus, I plus plus, but here I minus minus. In update we use I minus minus, which means the I will be 4. And again, the compiler will get back to the I. 4 greater than 1, yes, 4 it's bigger than 1. So please print for me I that it's already become 4, and get back again to update, decrease the I by 1, so I it will be 3, and so on till 1. And when the I it's reached 0, the compiler will check the condition. 0 greater than 1, no. 0 equal 1, no. So the condition is false and the compiler will exit this loop. Let's take another example, example number 5. For example, we do initialization here, and I less than or equal 10. We write in the update I plus plus to increase the I by 1. we can increase the I by 2, by 3 by using this syntax in the update place or update space. For example, instead we write I plus plus, we could write it like this: I equal I plus 2. Now the compiler will increase I by 2. So I here represent number 1, 1 less or equal 10. Yes, 1 it's less than 10. 1 is smaller than 10. So the compiler will print for us I, which is number 1, represent number 1 on the console screen. And we'll get back to the update, not increase I by 1, it will increase I by 2. So I instead become 2, it will be 3. Why? Because here we said I equal I plus 2. So I want the I increased by 2 this time. So the output of this example 5, it will be the odd numbers, which is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And example number 6 is same exactly like example number 5, but we start here from 0. We assign the I variable number 0 to let the compiler print for us the even numbers, which is 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And now let's go to Visual Studio to see how we're gonna use for loop on Visual Studio. All right, this is our code. As we said, we use for keyword, and after that we open brackets, and after that we put the initialization in the beginning, integer I equal 1 semicolon, and after that we put the condition I less than or equal 5 semicolon, and the last thing in the brackets we put the update or the counter. All right, so if the condition is true, the compiler will execute the code that exists inside the for loop, and after that go to update the I or the condition itself or the value that's belong to the I variable. For example, here I less or equal 5, that's true. In our case now, the condition for first time is true, so the compiler will print for us I, which is represent number 1. So this for loop, it will give me from 1 to 5 on console screen. Let's do run to see. Perfect, the compiler print for me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why? Because here when the compiler go to check the condition, I represent 1, I less than or equal 5, that's true. So the compiler come here and execute this code, cout object less than I. We tell the compiler please print I, and I represent 1. For that, the compiler print for us 1 here in the first line of code on the console screen. And after that, the compiler go to the update and increase the I by 1, which means I now it's become 2. So the compiler get back to the condition and checks it for second time the condition I less or equal 5. That's true because I now already 2, and 2 still then smaller than 5 or less than 5. So the compiler again execute this line of code, and we tell the compiler execute this line of code, which is cout less than I less than end line, and I here now represent what? Not 1 anymore, 2, because we already increased it by 1, right? So the compiler print for me for second time I that is already represent 2, and so on till the I become 5, and we say 5 less than 5, no, but 5 equal 5, that's true. So the compiler print it, and after that the compiler exit the loop. And as we said, we can print here our name, no need just the number. For example, double quotation Sam less than end line, and I want to print it, for example, 10 times, not just 5. Let's do run. This for loop should give me 10 times my name. Oh, sorry, there is a mistakes here. Look, when I forget the semicolon, I face an error. Semicolon. Now when we did run, command should print for me 10 times my name. Perfect, the command print for me 10 times my name, because in the condition that we started from I, from 1, 1 less than 10, true. So the compiler print my name for first time, and after that go increase the I by 1 and check the condition for second time, 2 less than 10, it's true. So the compiler print for me again for the second time my name till number 10. All right. And as we said, if you wanted, for example, opposite, like from 5, 4, 2, 3, 1, we will come here, I equal 5, and I greater or equal 1, and I minus minus. So this for loop, it will print for me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, because we make our update or counter I minus minus. Look, 5, which is the I greater or equal than 5. Yes, greater than 1. Yes, because I, it's represent 5. So 5 bigger or greater than 1. That's true. So the condition, it's true. The compiler print for me I, and I, it's represent 5. So the compiler print for me number 5. And after that, go to the update and decrease the I by 1, which means 5 it's become 4, which means I it's now inside it 4. 4 greater than 1, yes, 4 still bigger than 1. So the compiler print for me I, which is already represent 4, and the compiler displayed here in console screen 4 till number 1, and After that, the compiler exit the loop, and we said we can also, let's return first the previous loop, right? And we said we can also make the I increase by 2, not just by 1. I equal I plus, for example, 2. And because we start here from 1, like the I, we assign to it value number 1, the compiler should bring me now, or print for me on console screen, odd numbers. Perfect, the compiler display for me on console screen the odd number 1, 3, 5. Let's make it till 10. Perfect, the compiler display for me the odd number. Why the odd numbers? Because we assign to the I starting from 1. So 1 less than 10, yes. So the compiler print for us I, which is 1, and after that the compiler go increase the I by 2, because in update, not I++. In update we write this syntax, or we use this syntax, I equal I plus 2, which means increase the I by 2 numbers. For that, I from 1 it's become 3, the compiler printed, and I it's become 5, the compiler printed. So in this case the compiler print for us the odd numbers, but if you want the compiler print for us the even number, we will change this value that we assign it to the I from 1 to 0. Let's do run. Perfect, the compiler display for me the even number on the console screen. That was the lesson of for loop. See you next lesson, guys. Ciao.